All right, now that you've made the shell for your first floor, and in a separate drawing you've created a set of steps for your house, the next step would be to insert the stairs into the house and determine where they're going to be. Please understand that when you place these steps, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't move them at a later point, but it's good to get the steps in early so that you are sure that no matter where you end up putting your walls, that you've left enough room for the steps because they're already there. Okay, so you will be able to still continue to move the steps around if you need to, but this way you make sure that you have enough room for them wherever you're going to end up putting them. Okay, so after opening the shell of your house, you are going to go to the drop-down menu and select Insert. Okay, you're going to select Insert. It's going to direct you to Google Drive. And from Google Drive, you are going to navigate to wherever you saved your staircase. So I will open up a staircase file here, select it, and you can see when I move the mouse, then I get my staircase. Now, your staircase drawing, I'm going to go ahead and insert a different one because your staircase drawing has two staircases in it, a curved one and a straight one. So in the interest of making sure that I show you what you're going to see, I will insert this one instead. Okay, now, in this case, two staircases come in. All right, so I'm going to kind of drop them off in the back like this, and I'm going to orbit around, and I need to get rid of one of them. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I want to place the straight one, so I'm going to get rid of the curved one. Okay, to do that, I need to double click them because right now it's a group. So if I double click them, it becomes a group, and I can draw a box around this set of steps, and I can delete them. After deleting the steps, it's really important to click outside of the group. Now, when you're moving it around, you're just moving the steps. You're not editing the steps. Okay. All right. Next point in placing the steps. Right now, there's only one thing that you know for sure about the placement of these steps, and that is the fact that the bottom of the first step is going to be placed on top of the floor. So it's going to sit, the bottom of that step is going to sit right on the floor. All right. So SketchUp places things according to where your cursor is. So if you want that bottom corner of the step to be on the surface of the floor, you need to grab the stairs by that corner. So using the Move tool, I'm going to get this staircase right here at the corner of the step. Not anywhere else on the staircase, the corner of the bottom step. Now, when I take my mouse over here to the floor, it says On Face in Group. And basically, it's setting that corner onto the floor of the house. Okay. Now, moving the steps around. When moving objects in SketchUp, it is best to move them only in one direction at a time. Okay, so if I grab these stairs and I attempt to move it diagonally, you can actually raise the step up and down when you do that. Okay, but if you attempt to move it just straight sideways, it's going to stay on the floor, and you're not going to move it up or down into the floor. I want to move this corner straight over to the wall because that's where I know my staircase is going to be. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit and make sure that that ends up on edge. Now I know that that's still on the floor and it's on the edge. Next, I want to take the staircase. Whoop. Take the staircase and I'm going to move it either this direction or that direction. You do have to be careful. Okay, I want to show you an example here of something that you have to make sure that you don't do. Okay, if you think about walking up these steps like this, when you get to the top, you will be standing against the wall of the second floor. You need to leave room for a landing at the top of the staircase. Okay, so you need to make sure that you don't have this last step right up against the wall. So I'm going to need to slide that back in this direction some. Okay. The other thing to be careful about is making sure that you don't put the bottom step in a corner. Okay, because here it's going to be awfully hard to get on that stairs and turn and go up the stairs. Okay, so the key to placing the stairs is A, place it on the floor first, and then B, when you're moving them around, you want to stay either on red axis or green axis, and that's going to make sure that that step stays on the floor. Okay. Now, I do want to show you the placement of the curved set of stairs. Okay, really isn't much different. All right, you just move it around, but you know, here you have a landing that is probably going to be up against a wall, so you don't kind of get it close to the wall. If I want this corner to be against the wall, I'm going to grab it at that corner and I'm going to move it until it says on face and group. And I'm going to orbit it some. And kind of the same idea here. Move it by grabbing it at a known location. I know I want that corner moved to this corner. So I'm going to move it straight on red axis. So all the other rules still apply, but you might just be grabbing the staircase in a different place. Okay, and so now we have that staircase in the corner. So that is how you place the staircase into your house.